Prior to becoming famous, you were really in the streets. A lot of people rap about it, but you definitely lived it, right? The things that weighed heavy on your heart throughout the years and it led to your most recent incarceration. Do you think that particular situation when you were 18 years old is connected with your substance abuse over the years? Like, were you trying to get rid of those feelings?
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, I can say that, I can say that, that definitely was one of the things I definitely used drugs to, get things off my mind and, and things of that nature, man. So, you know, I can probably say that, yeah, that it was a part of my, you know, how I dealt with things.
Do you have any regrets to confess into that situation at all? Because at the time that you did go to confess it, like you didn't know that that brother had passed away, right?
Right, right. But I don't have any regrets. I mean, life is a precious thing, man. And if you can do something right, then God bless you, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like, you know, you know, it's more important things than, yourself sometime and what you want to do and what you're doing. And that was one of those things. So I can't say that I regret that.
Because it was almost like you had to go through that in order to really move on in life, right? That's what it seems like from the outside, that like that you made that move and then you were able to like really move to the next level after.
Right, right. I mean, that was, you know, and at the end of the day, that's what became of that. I didn't know what was gonna happen to me, like what I was gonna become or how I was gonna become. I just knew that I had to get that. I didn't say, yo, look, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna be a better person from it. Like I didn't, I didn't think that far, but I knew that
Mm-hmm.
what I did wasn't right. You know what I mean? The guy, didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, that was where I was coming from.
So before you actually went through with it, did you have moments before that you were close to going to confess? Or it just reached the point where it was like, I just can't take it anymore and I have to do this?
Well, I mean, it was definitely one of those things that I wrestled with for a while. I did go to the precinct one time before that, before everything. That they finally kept me. I went one time and they gave me their number. They gave me their card and took my number. And they said, look, if anything happened, we'll figure it out. We'll give you a call if we find out anything about what you're saying. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And and then what happened was I lost my phone, the phone that I had, you know. So 2 weeks went by and then, so I said, okay, I was trying to, get to the bottom of it so I can, possibly, move on, kind of get this, you know, salvage, a lot of, things that were going on in my life. That was how I felt like I had to deal with it. So, when I went back, so like I said, I lost my phone, the phone that I had at the time. So I'm like, man, I don't know if these guys call me, then, you know, I would never know. So now I would have more, you know, thought and apprehension about, and, just wondering about what happened, you know, even more now, you know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, you know what? I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna go back one more time. So I went back again that second time and said, look, I came a couple of weeks ago. I was asking about this and this and that. And then this is what part I played in it. And so I just wanted to know if y'all found out anything because the guy never got back to me. And I was just going to be done with it after that, at that point, because at that point, I'm like, if they don't know what happened, then I'm, I guess nothing happened. I guess,
Right.
it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know what I'm saying? So, one of those things. And then sure enough, they was like, yo, hold up. When the people that were there that time were kind of a little bit more proficient, and they were like, yo, yeah, yo, I need you to step over here because we know something, we found something that kind of matches with what you're saying, with what I was saying. And he was like, yo, then they kept asking me more questions, yo, what were you wearing that day? What, stuff like that. Yo, I had on a brown jacket and a hat and, you said you were on a bike. Were you on a bike? I said, yeah, I was on a bike. So I guess that night they had got reports about all of that. They was like, yeah, it was a guy, he was on he was on a bike. And I was like, so the more I was telling them, the more they were, confirming what I was saying, and that was why they kept me.
Is it true that before you tried to confess, but they like wrote you off as saying like, oh, you're under the influence or something like that, and they didn't believe you?
No, that's what I was just explaining. I was just saying how I came before. I don't know why they, wrote me off the first time. I mean,
okay, got you. I was trying to find out the reason, if that was the reason why they were trying to say that, because I thought I read that somewhere.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was serious. You know what I'm saying? I know I was serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
when I went in there and I was like, yo, look, this would happen, and I don't know if they thought I was just, just a derelict, some high dude, you know what I mean? Like, yo, but I was that serious. Like, yo, look, I wasn't high, nothing. I came in there, I was like, yo, look, And it was like, yo, all right, well, I remember them being shocked, like, what? You did what? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm back, back in the days, I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying, this and that. And it was like, well, all right, well, look, take our card and we're going to give you a call.